Schiller sits at the only desk in his study and pounds the keys on his cracked typewriter. Another cigarette dangles from his mouth like a man condemned to the noose. It was just an accessory for a writer who had written too much over too long. He only types a few dozen words, but I can tell from the ferocity of his fingers they have significant meaning. I ask him what he's typing. Schiller stops mid-stride and takes the cigarette in his clawed hand. "Just a little homework, that's all," he replies. "For me? I've started something. I need you to finish it," Schiller explains. I look at the page Schiller just typed on, but I can't understand the words. I tell him I don't know what he means. "You know as well as I do, Simon, that ideas come to writers like moths to a flame. The test of a writer's mettle is to inspire him, and sometimes all it takes is a few words." Schiller smiles that smile at me again. He grabs another clump of tobacco, rolls it, and lights it with the previous, now a dying one, in less than a minute. He's a long-term chain smoker, and it shows in his well-worn face. I ask Schiller about our talk in the cafe when we first met. I want to know what he meant when he said he wanted to have his last meal. He ignores me and gets up from the chair. "Take a seat," he said. "Read this for me." I sit and read Schiller's strange writing. Simon Ryan's soul was lost. The dark muse in all its slowing reverence had plucked him from obscurity. The muse had promised Simon knowledge, the wisdom to hear the dark voice and speak for it. But Simon's naivete meant he was blinded by what was being offered to him. He was genuinely afraid of his rare and dark gift. Simon had but one hope if he wanted to keep his soul: listen to the voice. Let it flow through his veins and out of his fingers and onto the page. Then and only then would he discover his true potential. If he just lets go of all his human frailties and breaks down the barriers around his soul, he could be the greatest scribe of all time. I turn to look at Schiller. "What happens next, Simon?" "I don't know. Nothing makes sense. My soul is on the line unless I write a damn story." I stand and head for the door. Schiller grips my arm. He's strong for his size and age. "Don't do it, Simon," he says. "You'll regret it." "What? And end up like you?" "I don't even know who or what you are. A man who is now a monster because he sold his soul for the perfect story?" I storm out of the apartment and into the street. Schiller doesn't follow me. The street is dark again, and the cars now resemble carriages drawn by the horses of the apocalypse. My head aches. My fingers burn.